Hello viewers, today for the initial checkout we have a 2554 telephone. This one is under the brand GTE, which is not a brand I am familiar with. And these were really good phones. These were pretty much indestructible, the ones from this era that had the electronic keypad and the no volume control on the handset. The volume control was nice and it has its advantages, but it did have a tendency to become scratchy over time very consistently, and so I tend to prefer the ones without the volume control. So this, in my opinion, is one of the most reliable phones you can buy. Looks like it has about a 10 or 12 foot cord on it, which is still in pretty decent condition. These were made in USA, and it does have the regular RJ11 lead on it rather than the little mechanism that goes in the wall plate. I prefer this because this is easier to use. And this one, which is kind of unusual, has a pulse and tone dialing control. The ringer switch, some sticky residue. Ew. Alright, let's plug this thing in and see what we have here. Okay. We do have dial tone. Let's go ahead and call this up. It's not ringing quite correctly. Gonna have to adjust that ringer. I can hear it oscillating in there, it's just not hitting the bell correctly. Actually, this may be broken because this isn't having any effect on it. Here I am saying this phone is so reliable and it's broken. Well, okay, so we're going to have to look at the ringer. Let's see if everything else is okay. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. Goose goose goose. Okay, so those seem to be working. Let's go, whoops. Let's go over to the mains and make an outside call.
Whatever your mortgage needs, you can depend on our expertise. People's United Bank is...
Today is Sunday, May 16th. People's United Bank time.
Sounds very good. Okay, now we'll go back over to the internal line and I'll record a testing message. This is just not working out here. Usually this thing works pretty good. I'm not sure what the problem is.
Geese honk.
This is a test. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Did you hear that goose honking last night? Over and out. Okay, the message recorded.
1 new message and 4 old messages. Message 1.
This is a test. 1 2 3 456. Did you hear that goose honking last night? Over and out.
End of messages.
Okay, it still sounds pretty good. I find sometimes that the carbon microphones in these get a little scratchy over the years and they don't sound quite as good anymore. This one seems to sound just fine. I have also noticed that they seem to sound a little better in the internal testing environment here than they do after it transmits through the entire telephone system, to an external call. But this one's certainly good enough to keep using. Now let's make sure all the buttons are working. Okay, they are all working. So aside from the issue with the ringer, this does appear to be in the good working order.